Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, obviously, I'm not sure if this is real or if this is a theory. However, there is more information on how they would have dove into the Council of Kings and how they would have dove into how each one was essentially created or born or whatever you'd like to say. And this video is all about Immortus. Take this with a grain of salt. Let's get into the video. The origins of Immortus and Jonathan Major's scrap scenes from Agatha All Along explained. The origins for Immortus were intended to be dark and shown during a critical moment when Agatha and the Coven of Witches are making their way through the Witches' Road and trials. Immortus origins. Immortus was born into a slave family that practices witchcraft in ancient Egypt, which at the time is under the rule of En-Sabanur, aka Apocalypse, and his followers. His mother is part of an ancient coven of witches. Immortus befriends another slave girl around his age, Ravonna, variant of Ravonna Renslayer. Immortus' mother and other witches in the coven start a rebellion against Apocalypse and his 4 horsemen. Immortus' mother dies in his arms during a battle. She warns her son not to repeat her mistake and to leave the mutants in peace. This is where Immortus' hate for mutants and superheroes begins. This also explains why Immortus and the Council of Kings went to war with the X-Men in the original X-Men 97 Season 2 plans, along with Wolverine's backstory involving Immortus from Deadpool and Wolverine. Immortus authors the Darkhold. Immortus is sent into the desert by the Coven of Witches. He eventually reaches Wundagore and begins communing with the dark entities of the mountain and his ancestors. Immortus encounters Chthon and the dark entity known as Dimagor, who controls all magic in the multiverse. Chthon wants to use Immortus' body as a vessel. Chthon grants Immortus the ability to speak and become his personal scribe. Chthon helps him delve deeper into the world of dark witchcraft and the multiverse. Immortus learns of his variants and is forbidden to make contact with them. Wanting to make contact with his variants, Immortus begins plotting to bring together his dynasty in secret. After amassing enough power, Immortus ends up destroying Chthon and conquering the dark entities that haunt the mountain. Immortus looks into the future and prevents his death by authoring the Darkhold to eventually trick and corrupt Wanda. Continued influence of the Darkhold corrupted Immortus' body, changing it into a dark blue color, and his eyes burn bright yellow. Believing in his divinity and wishing to make contact with his variants, Immortus emerges from Wundagore and seeks out his other Kang variants in the multiverse. Background information and plans. There were the scenes that Jonathan Majors filmed back in January and February of 2023. He filmed these scenes at or around the same time the mid-credit scenes were filmed in Quantumania, less than a month after he would be arrested. These scenes have since been cut, but there is a possibility that Marvel may release them one day. Another possibility is they could have turned these elements in the show to introduce Doctor Doom or hint at his origin. It sounds like fan art or fanfic, but it sounds cool at the same time how they would have dove into them. Because then I would have loved to see in like Moon Knight Season 2, Rama Tut's origins, Scarlet Centurion's origins, maybe an Ironheart or something like that, and much, much more. And I also like, there was that rumor that he wrote the Darkhold and whatnot, and that's super cool. The reason his skin changing color could also make sense. He's being corrupted in a way without being fully corrupted. It sounds great. It doesn't sound real, but it's still cool, and it's still a cool little theory. Let me know what you guys thought of this theory. Would you guys have liked to see us get more information upon each Kang before, obviously the great big buildup? Or were you okay with them just being scrapped for Doctor Doom? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.